Hi, today's topic is self-leadership. The topic is a bit huge in itself, so we have divided the video in two different halves. In first half, we're gonna talk about few things, and in the other half, we're gonna discuss about few more important things. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be very easy for anybody to be a self-leader, but nothing is impossible. You need to work on yourself. You need to see what do you need in this video and learn to be a self-leader. Well, the definition of self-leadership is it involves leading yourself. It involves working on yourself and your skills from inside out. Like a self-leader actually develops and takes responsibility for their actions. They have learned this ability to influence their thinking, behavior, and feelings. Before you can be a self-leader, you need to know the ways to become a self-leader. Self-leaders are built in from inside. They are constantly developing themselves. They work hard for what they want and work even harder to keep it in that way. They are self-aware. They know their intentions. They know their values. They know their strength as well as their abilities. They take actions to develop skills and to build confidence. They believe in whatever comes in their way is something they can easily handle. Now, there are three things: before action, during, and after action. Well, before action, it is to be like a proper leader. You need to think about your actions. It is important to realize and understand when it is appropriate to act and when it is not. There are going to be three things in before actions: intention, influence, impact. In intention, you should proceed with the purposeful action in mind. Influence, you must positively influence ourselves if we want to make the change. And impact, the last one in this before action, must think about how actions can be measured around us. Like next one, this was before action. Now we're going to do during. What we're going to do during, and then it's going to be after action. In during, once you decide to be a self-leader, act like it. You have to change your mindset and realize that you are a leader. Take actions. Take necessary actions to fulfill this role by continually work on yourself. Work to be better. Give your all to establish yourself. Focus on what makes you happy. Be passionate, healthy, self-believe, and be enthusiastic. Then, last thing of this slide is act after action. Well, in self-leadership, it is our duty to continue to be a self-leader. You must advance and ensure that all your actions continue to be on the right track and doing what you need them to do. Take full responsibility of your actions, efforts to continually improve, never give up, and be a lifelong learner. In life, everyone needs motivators. We all need something that gets us going and wanting us to perform better. You can have different motivators for different things. You need to determine what motivates you. Others can't tell you this one, what is going to motivate you. You need to define this for yourself. What are the things, what are the factors, what makes you motivate? What makes you to do something to make yourself better? Then it comes, these all are actually directly proportional to each other. Then comes self-efficiency. Well, it is a person's belief in their capability to perform and complete tasks to reach different goals. It determines how people think, behave, and feel. Individuals with strong self-efficiency, they actually view challenging problems as things to master themselves. They develop deeper interest, having a strong sense of commitment, and recover quickly from setbacks. While individuals with a weak self-efficiency, they avoid challenging tasks, they believe difficult tasks are beyond their capabilities, they focus on their personal failure and lose, and they don't have enough confidence. They actually lose their confidence quite quickly as compared to individuals with a strong efficiency. Then comes external factor. What is that? Well, it comes from outside person. Like there are two factors, internal, external. In external factors, it comes from outside the person. It is related to behavior that is driven by external rewards. Not everyone will be driven by the same thing. Some with money, some with fame, some with praise. So you need to find out what motivates you. An internal factor, it is different from external. Like it is different from external, but it is driven by doing something because you enjoy doing it. It is concerned with external rewards, like what you feel inside from an experience make you want to do it again in future. Here comes behavior focus. Behavior is actually a direct reflection from the environment around. People learn from their surroundings and their reactions are based on those surroundings. Like behavior itself is a range of actions or mannerism that a person does. Always work on your behavior and ensure it is a proper for environment we are in. Then comes cues. Well, cues, it is a human nature to want to be a good people. Sometimes we forget about our behavior and do not realize we are hurting ourselves or others. So we can create cues for ourselves to remind us to act correctly. Cues can be learned to redirect negative behaviors. It can make all the difference for you and it helps you to avoid the problems. Non-verbal cues include like gestures, body postures, facial expression, and eye contact. In self-observation, it is a starting point for make changes in our lives. It is done to be aware of your feelings, moods, thoughts throughout the day. It is also the beginning of self-knowledge, like seeing how it affects more, being able to see positive and effective negative things. In focus and reminder, it is actually a behavior, it is actually something that comes naturally in intense situations. We are able to control our behavior. We must stay focused and think about our actions and reactions. To be a strong leader, the ability to control emotions is a very important skill you need to have. You need to focus on what good behavior looks like and what bad behaviors looks like. Avoid bad behavior because it is poor. It is a poor self-esteem. It is a symptom of a bigger issue like gossiping, jealousy, poor listening, and temper tantrums. Then the last one in this slide is purpose. Important thing. Well, what is the purpose? Like, I want to be motivated, but what is the purpose? Well, it gives us fulfilling the life. Everyone can have their own individual purpose. It has to be meaningful to you. Like, other people cannot tell you what is your purpose, why do you want to do that, what motivates you, what is internal and external factor, these kind of things. You have to decide these things by yourself. So you need to know and create your purpose. Why are you doing this? So it takes time. Not everybody knows their purpose right away, and there is no universal formula to finding the purpose. So you will know your purpose when it gives you the meaning, when it directs you, when it guides you. And like we have discussed earlier about internal and external rewards, so in this one we're going to tell you the meaning. Why? Well, rewards actually, psychologically, rewards actually is like an incentives drive behavior. You're more likely to see positive behavior if incentives are present. Incentives do not have to be physical in rewards. They can be mentally too, like intangibly as well. Like when somebody prays and hearing that one is doing a good job, there is nothing physical reward in it. It's just by words, totally intangible reward you're giving to somebody mentally, but the person is going to take it a very positive reward because somebody is praising his job. So next comes punishment. Punishment and reinforcement, they are opposite to each other. How? Punishment is used to change a behavior. It is done to reduce the likelihood of it happening again. Well, same thing, punishment is different from negative reinforcement. What is reinforcement? It is used to make the behavior happen again, while punishment is to reduce it. So there are two types of punishment identified by the behaviorist B.F. Skinner. One is positive, one is negative. In positive one, which is also known as punishment by application. It includes presenting an adverse stimulus after a behavior has happened. And negative punishment, which is directly opposite to it, also known as punishment by removal. It includes taking away desirable stimuli after a behavior has occurred. Then comes purpose and self-control. They are needed to have meaning in your life. It is a natural reward that we typically have to find on our own, but others can help us find it as well. Like purpose makes us feel self-fulfilled. It allows us to know why we are here. This feeling takes time to achieve, but once you do, you will feel rewarded for all your hard work. This natural reward can come anytime in your life, and it is different for everybody. For everyone, it's going to be different. Self-control has to do with one's ability to regulate their emotions, behaviors, and thoughts. It helps you face impulses and temptations and make the right decisions on right time. Being self-controlled person allows you to be happy. You act when appropriate and avoid problems for yourself. Thank you very much for listening. That was the first half of self-leadership. We are going to discuss a few more important things in the second half.